Well, now we're on to page 9 and we're starting to get this thing together. So there's the boiler and the chassis, and we're putting one onto the other, and we're also doing all the gas. So we've got the gas tank, the valves and the pipe work. But before we get this together, we've got to take off the blowdown on the water gauge as it goes through this hole in the footplate. And don't lose the little ball. Now I've given the pipe work a little bit of a tweak around to get it just in the right spot. You're on copper pipes here and you can just give them a little tweak to get them in the right places. Then we've got a spacing collar and a big screw to go underneath to actually hold the boiler in place. I've got the screw to hold the boiler on, which is that one right by that back axle. And I'm now going to connect up the steam pipe at the front, which is that little union there. Yeah, I'll tighten him up in a sec, but that one goes on there. So I'm reassembling the water gauge, and I've got to put the ball in the bottom of the blowdown. I've got it on the end of the nut runner with a bit of masking tape. And I get the screw in, just get that started. And once that's in, the little blowdown handle goes on the top and will be adjusted so that you can put your finger under and turn it through that arc. So you've got to adjust it from the closed position, open, closed. Adjusting the blowdown on the water gauge can be quite tricky. So I started off by taking the step off and then screwing in the actual blowdown fitting till it's in its closed position. And then putting the collar on and tightening up these two grub screws. It can then be turned right round to tighten the third grub screw, and last put the actual operating lever on, and it should be closed in that position and open round to about there. Then the footstep will have to go back on. So we're assembling the gas tank with its various fittings. So that is the needle valve for turning the gas up and down. It's got two O-rings on it, a small one and an even more tiddly one. So they go in there. I will put a little spot of oil on them on final assembly. And this is the handle, which has a grub screw on it, so that will go on with the Allen key to tighten up the grub screw. Take him off for a sec. This is the gas filler valve, and that screws in the top. It's already got its O-ring seal on it. I've made a little fitting to screw it in with a piece of copper pipe. So we've got the gas jet and the holder, and those screw one into the other, but they definitely need a bit of sealant on them. You can do it either with PTFE tape, just a little wisp of it, or the sealant that I've been using on the cylinders. And that will go in to the burner there. Then we've got a pipe which connects the two parts together, and that will need to be bent up to shape, and union nuts to connect onto the pipe. So the tank sits there on those two holes in the footplate, and the pipe has got to go from here down onto the burner. So there's the jet and its holder with a little bit of sealant on it, and now I'm going to fit the pipes. So I can put one pipe in there, and then the other one, I'll get him in the top. Just slide him in a little bit more, there we are. And then the burner pushes in the back. Well, we're on page 10 now, and it's basically all the smoke box end of the loco. And there's quite a lot of bits and pieces involved in all the hinges and the insulation that goes inside the smoke box. So we'll set that up first before fitting it to the boiler. But just to double check, we'll make sure that the smoke box does actually go over. It's a bit of a snug fit. And there we are. So that is actually going to fit when we've got all the bits on it. So take him off for the moment. Two little angles that screw on here, which are those. That's a protector to go inside the smoke box with some insulation strip behind it. Then we've got the door baffle plate, the chimney base, and the choice of chimneys. I think I'm going to go for this nice coppery one. And this is the exhaust or blast pipe, and that needs a little bit of shaping before it goes in. So we're doing a bit of pre-assembly on the smoke box, and I've fitted this little dummy lubricator and this blower pipe elbow. One has a nut on the inside, the other one just screws in when you've taken the other little screw out. Then we've got the insulation to go in the smoke box. I've cut the hole for the chimney to go through, and that tucks inside like that. And then there's a backing plate, and that one goes round with the hole at the back, so you can get the chimney through. Then I've chosen the copper top chimney. That's the base that goes on first, and then it pushes right through with that square plate and the nut underneath. Don't know for sure whether I might have to take this out again, because I've also got to put the blast nozzle in. But I'm going to see if I can assemble it as a unit when it's all complete. Right, that's got the nut on. And we've still got some work to do on the actual smoke box door with the hinge and catches. So that's the alternative spark arrestor chimney if you prefer it. It depends on which version of the loco you're modelling.